You grab a table, I'll go get some coffee.
Okay. What's up, champ?
Hey, Aaron, how you doing?
Better. Got my hand back. Can't climb trees like I used to, but physical therapy will get me there in a month.
That's great, man. You know about that fight? Every day I wake up, see my fist in your face.
Hey, forget about it, all right? That's over. See? It's over. Besides, Dom gave you no choice, right?
Yeah, Dom. The guy sponsored me to come out here and box. Now he's dead and I can't fight. INS wants me to pack up and go home.
How is that fair? Hey, but what happened to your sponsor is not your fault. I mean, there's gotta be like a plan B for when people die.
Yeah, well, I don't see too many people lining up around here to give me another job so I can stay in the country. Which means my visa expires next week. Plan B is me on a plane to Montego.
Hello. Good morning. You ready to take on the world?
Well, the domestic division at least.
Oh, honey, I'm just so glad. I'm just so glad that you decided you wanted to work with me and stay here in Oakdale. Now, with Lucy gone,
Well, I'm a decent substitute, huh?
Oh, now don't you pretend that you're not using me and this job to ease the pain of her being gone for a while. We all miss her.
Well, I think she's happy. So,
Yes, on to making money. Oh, news. I've hired someone. I'd hired a replacement for Jordan Sinclair. He's going to be a perfect second in command.
you hired someone without consulting me?
Well, calm down, darling. I haven't even told you who he is yet.
Well, it doesn't really matter. That's not the point. I mean, you guaranteed me complete autonomy.
But he's absolutely perfect for the job.
Well, the job doesn't exist anymore because I hired someone to fill it.
I have someplace to be besides here, Dusty.
I realize this might come as a shock to you, but this place doesn't run itself.
No, you do. What are these?
Those are keys. I'm done here. You're in charge now.
I am not going to manage Metro, Dusty.
Well, if you want the doors to stay open, you don't have an option.
About time and money invested.
Time? What are you talking about? You weren't even here 10 hours last month. With Molly gone, the weight's on me, not you.
And you've done a fabulous job.
You know the interview I was telling you about? I got the job.
I don't have time to run the club, Dusty.
It's going to be a thing of the past. Make time, my friend.
Sorry.
Sorry? No, there's no room for sorry. I got a job lined up.
Well, then we have a problem. Because I even have less time now because a new business opportunity has presented itself to me.
I'm a huge supporter of free enterprise. What you do with your opportunities is your own problem. I'm out of here.
Hey, Jack. Don't look so happy to see me.
I just never know with you.
I wanted to ask you a favor for JJ.
Yeah, we've been down this road.
Okay, fine.
Hey. You know I'd do anything for that boy.
But not for me.
Okay, let's start this conversation over, since you need something.
I was just wondering if you would be willing to take JJ for a couple of days from me.
Why?
Emma found out about me and Holden, so JJ and I can't stay there anymore. Please don't say I told you so.
No, you haven't answered my question.
I want you to take him for a couple of days, Jack, so that I can find an apartment, I can buy some furniture, I can set up some kind of a home for my kid so he doesn't have to be any more freaked out than necessary, and I thought that if he was with you, it would be easier.
Lisa's not available then.
What is up, Jack? You don't want him or what?
No, I want him. He's my little boy.
Lisa feels like Emma, and I guess everybody else in this town.
Well, I'd be happy to take JJ for however long you need. I just need to call Carly and give her a heads up.
Carly, I'm not sure about this. Shh. Janice, okay?
Janice?
What's the point in wearing a wig if I'm gonna use my real name, Renee?
Renee?
And stop being such a worrywart. The mistake I made last time was not researching less enough before I sticked him on Julia. This time, I'm doing my homework, all right? I'm gonna find out everything I can about this Keith person before I tell him where Julia is.
That's assuming he still wants to be with her.
With Julia? Come on, you saw the picture? With Keith and Julia and JJ, and the letter where he talks about how much he loves them. And JJ certainly seems crazy about him. Add to that Julia's history.
Turning otherwise normal men into lovesick slaves, yes.
Yes. Lovesick slaves who are perfectly willing to leave their wives and their homes and their family.
Okay, all right, you made your point.
He'll take the bait. Well, hey. Nice place. Clean, well kept. Can't be cheap, which means our man has money. He's got a job.
What kind of job? Collecting for the mafia? Carly, we cannot assume anything.
Which is exactly why I'm not done yet.
Oh, wait, no. Tampering with the mail is a federal offense.
Well, who's tampering? I'm just looking. You can learn a lot about a person by what they get in the mail. And if I happen to come across a magazine, a Soldier of Fortune magazine...
Okay, that's it. We're out of here, Janice. Let's go.
Just keep it down, keep your eyes open, and cough if you see somebody, all right? Wow. Hello, Keith.
May I help you?
Well, yes, actually, you can help me. You see, I was just walking by, and this mailbox overflowing with mail, and I'm not quite sure what to do with it. Do you have a doorman or a, mailroom?
Oh, this is my fault. I told Keith I would pick up his mail for him, and I forgot.
Did you say Keith?
Keith Morrissey.
Oh, and he's out of town?
Well, he travels a lot.
It's so funny that that's Keith Morrissey's mailbox, because that's just the person that I came here to see.
You know Keith?
No. No, actually, I don't know him, but we do have a friend in common. And I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop by. You see, our friend... Well, since you know Keith, our friend is in a little bit of trouble. And I'm worried about her. So I thought I would come by and see Keith and see if maybe he could help somehow.
Oh, I know he'd want to help. I mean, Keith is such a sweet man.
And do you know if he'll be home soon?
No, I'm sorry. But if you'd like to leave him a note. I mean, I live right here. I'm the manager. If you want to come in, write him a note.
Oh, thank you very much. I would love to leave him a note.
Carly wasn't home, but I left a message saying that Jade would be staying with us for a couple days.
Thank you.
I guess I can pick him up from school when I get Parker.
Jack, how come you can't be happy for me?
That you were kicked off the farm?
I care about Holden. Why does it have to be so terrible? I mean, look, you're taken, right? You went back to your wife. So, what do you want me to do? Sit in the corner, cry my eyes out every single night, or what?
Holden's a married man.
No, Holden is separated, and as far as he's concerned, his marriage is over and has been for a really long time, certainly far before he met me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Before me, was there anybody else besides Les?
What kind of question is that?
No, I was just wondering because you're your ex-husband was abusive. And he was an alcoholic, and I was an amnesiac, and Holden's married.
What is your point?
That you're not doing any favors for yourself.
You know what, Jack? Why do you always gotta make me feel bad about myself? Why
Listen,
can't you
I'm
just
not
be
trying to
happy
make
for
you
me?
feel bad here, Julia. I'm just trying to understand what you're doing.
I'm surviving. Best way I know how.
I just don't see it working out. Holden will be going back to Lily.
You don't know that. You don't know he's going back to Lily, and fine, so what? I'll take those odds.
You alone here?
More or less. Thank you for meeting me. I assume you know why I wanted to see you.
Yeah. Think so.
You know, for a minute I forgot. I mean, we were working together so closely with your legal matters at the hospital that...
No.
And, I get home last night and go through my mail. Some conscientious clerk was making sure our papers were filed. So, it's official. It's final. We're divorced.
Okay, we'll close the place down and sell it.
I'll put the sign on the door.
Whoa, hold up a minute. What about me? And the boys in the kitchen and the waitstaff and the cleaning crew? You've got people depending on you for their livelihood? You can't just close the place down with no notice? He's got a point.
We put the place on the market and find somebody to manage it till we sell it.
The sooner we dissolve our partnership, the better.
Agreed.
Craig, Sierra, Craig. Oh! I wouldn't let that man park my car, let alone run any division in my company.
You know, Mother, Craig has changed.
And no, dear, he hasn't changed. He's lost. Because Lucy grew up, and he no longer had the power over her, the leverage.
You know, that is not true. Lucy has always loved her father.
But Lucy had the good sense to show her father the door until he agreed to stop his crazy antics.
And he agreed because he changed.
He agreed because he had no choice.
Well, that never stopped him before.
And it won't stop him now, darling. I don't know. This rapprochement with Lucy, he's used it to worm his way into your good graces again, hasn't he? In my company, because he sees that there's money to be made.
Well, I thought you wanted to make money.
Honey, I've got money. I've got money. I want to have sympathetic co-workers. That's why I've hired Dusty.
Dusty? Are you serious?
Yes, absolutely. I know that he got off the path there in Chicago, but he's certainly redeemed himself since then. He saved Lucy's life, not once, not twice, and guess whose fault it was that her life was at risk?
Craig never meant for anything to happen.
Craig never means for anything to happen. He's just weak. He's so weak, and his instincts take him in places, and everything blows up in his face, and he's going to take the whole family
You know, Mother,
with him.
if you had taken a second and talked to Lucy before she left town, you would have found out how wonderful Craig has been lately. How he's the one that helped her see that leaving town and going to college is what she really wanted.
Craig would have talked her onto a tramp steamer to get away from Dusty. Dusty who made the sacrifice here, darling. Dusty wanted to marry her. He pocketed the ring. He's redeemed himself. Now, he's the kind of guy with integrity and force that I want to have working with me. And I don't know how you could be drawn into anything like this. How you could lose your piece of... I'll lose my bottom line here at the office.
Can I ask you a question?
And
Why did you help me stash Craig in that monastery? I would really like to know.
I didn't. I just watched. Possibly I enabled. I mean, I knew he wouldn't change, but at least he was away and keeping it out of circulation, that was worth it.
But don't you understand? He has changed. And he didn't press charges, and he didn't take sides with Raphael and Dusty when they were vying for Lucy, and he wanted to leave town and go to Hong Kong and start a new life, so I offered him a job.
Oh, my God. Sierra, you mean he was going to leave town? You stopped him?
He deserves a second chance. And he is a great businessman.
He's not a businessman. He's a con man. and I will not let him infect my company.
Well, I will not work for you if you undermine every decision I make.
Honey, you're undermining yourself. See?
I need to run this division my way, or you can take me straight to the airport.
That is ridiculous.
Well, it's the way it's gonna be. So if you want me to work here with you, you need to find a way to get along with Craig.
All right. You hire Craig if you want to, but don't ever say I didn't warn you.
You know, Mother, I plan to keep a very close eye on Craig.
That's a great use of your time here at Worldwide, babysitting your ex-husband. And that's my last word on the subject.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
My darling, I'm not going back about Dusty, on my word. I offered him the job. He accepted the job, and I'm not going to renege. So you'll just have to, you're gonna have to work with both of them.
You know, Mother, I have nothing against Dusty. I appreciate everything he did for Lucy and for me. But he despises Craig.
Well, I guess, Madam Lady Diplomat, you're just gonna have to work well together. Work it out. Come in.
Am I interrupting?
Not a bit. We were just talking about you. I was just saying to Sierra how thrilled I am that you're going to be working with us.
Your mother hired me. You okay with that?
Well, there's just one little thing that we kind of need to work out.
Maybe next time I can find my name on a door somewhere. Sorry I'm late.
Do you know how much I wish I could take back that hour in the motel?
Jess, let's not go back there again, okay? We both made our mistakes. Important thing is that we learn from them and we move on.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand. I mean, I step back and I look at myself, this woman who prides herself on control, until she walks into a motel room to rescue a friend and loses her control. This woman, who is all about control, loses control in the most destructive, dangerous, reckless way possible. I mean, what is wrong with me?
You're more than your mistakes, Jess. If we judge ourselves only by what we do wrong, you wouldn't do that to a client. You try to be fair, right?
I don't want to make excuses
Look, I'm
for
not
my
making
behavior.
excuses. I'm just try to be as kind to yourself as you were to me. You know what I've learned about myself this last couple weeks? That I hate asking for help, especially when I'm in pain. But lucky for me, I had this friend who wouldn't stay out of my business.
There's got to be some way to work this out. Would you hire a lawyer?
With what money?
Lucy's grandmother, she can probably pull some strings. I'm Lucy's mom.
God, how did everything change so fast? I had a shot at a title. Then it seemed like I had a chance with Lucy. Now that's over. Told my mom I'd come home a hero. How can I go back to Montego with nothing to show for my
This
time
is not
here?
your fault, okay? It's Dom.
I'm sick of talking about stuff I can't change, man. What about you? What's your plan?
The plan? Start looking for a job. I used to do the register at Al's, but I need something full-time now.
What about your old job at Metro?
I'm sure you hired somebody else by now.
He owes you. Just go down there and tell me you had 2 brain surgeries because of him. He'll find you something, trust me.
He already paid for my medical bills.
Yeah, which means 2 things. He knows it was his fault and he's a stand-up guy. He'll hire you back.
You think?
Absolutely, but tell him you want a decent salary. Double what you used to make.
Hey, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go talk to him.
There you go.
You know, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna get him to sponsor you and give you a job.
Sounds good to me.
Count on it, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right. Hey,
Hey, it's hot stuff.
give it the
Where
ref.
are you going?
Going to get my old job back.
Wait, Aaron, you can. You don't want to overdo it.
Allie, it's no worse than working at Al's. Besides, the pay is better. And you know what? Ralphie's right. Dusty owes me.
But your doctor said that...
Oh, Allie, I'll be back. Okay.
It's not enough that you almost killed him in the ring. Now you're sending him back to work when he's barely out of the hospital?
Holden's a good man. And you are making it very hard for him to make the right decision.
Just because you went back to your wife doesn't mean he should. He was miserable. Now he's happy. If you can't be happy for him, then I have to wonder, Jack, maybe you're not so happy with Carly after all.
Hey.
Hey, babe.
Jack, Holden. You all set?
Yeah. Jack agreed to take JJ for a couple of days, so I'm done here.
Great, because I found the perfect apartment, but it's probably gonna go fast, so we better get over there and grab it before someone else does.
Carly, I hope you know what you're doing.
Would you like honey with that, dear?
No, thank you. It's perfect just the way it is. Well, this is a beautiful place here, this complex.
Well, it's all in how you maintain it. And don't let anyone tell you any different. And the tenants, of course. You have to have the right people.
How long has Keith lived here?
Oh, let's see, 3 years? Or was it 5? He was in the Air Force. He showed me his medals once. Oh, he's a real live hero.
Really?
Yes, he's solid as they come. He hung a whole wall of pictures for me once. Took almost a whole day, but I didn't mind. I loved having a man around the house.
And you say he's out of town. Is he still in the Air Force?
No, he's flying commercially now. He's one of the big outfits. I can't remember the name. He's always gone once or twice a week, all over the world. He's always bringing me things. He brought me this all the way from Singapore.
Oh, my. Well, that does sound like Keith. Very thoughtful.
I thought you said you'd never met him. Just who are you, anyway?
Coming up on As the World Turns.
If one of you wishes to leave, now's the time and there's the door.
From all the things that Julia has told me about him.
I don't think I ever heard him mention anyone named Julia.
I've never met Keith, but I feel like I know him. From all the things that Julia has told me about him. How sweet he is, how thoughtful, how he never forgets her birthday, you know.
That's Keith. You know, I don't think I ever heard him mention anyone named Julia. But then he never talked much about his personal life anyway. Which seems strange for an attractive man, don't you think? Although I think there was an ex. He never told me her name, just that she broke his heart, poor thing.
Oh. Well, I think that I should be going. But thank you so much for the tea.
Oh, you don't want to leave Keith a note?
If you could just tell him that a friend of Julia's came by. I went to nursing school with Julia. And I heard that she's working at, a Memorial Hospital in Oakdale.
Oakdale? Oh, that's a lovely town.
Yeah, that's probably why she wanted to move there. But then I heard that things weren't going so well for her. And I figured since I'm here in town, I'd come by and see Keith and see if he'd heard anything, so.
I know Keith would want to help if he could. And Oakdale's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Really, is that right? Is it close by?
Oh, you're there before you know it, as long as there's no traffic. But I will remember to tell Keith about his friend Julia at Memorial.
Okay. Oh, and I don't even know what kind of trouble she's in. I heard it from another friend of ours who we went to school with. I'm worried.
Oh, well, I'll let him know. And bless your heart for thinking about a friend.
Well, I always try to look out for those I love. That's just who I am.
Well, I'll make sure that Keith gets the message. And I know he's gonna look your friend up and make sure she's okay.
That's what I was hoping he would do.
It's a two-bedroom over on Sullivan.
Near the school.
And a hospital, so you can walk to work. It's got a playroom in the basement, a pool, a gym.
Wait a minute, is that place on the corner? The new one?
Yeah, with the swing set in the back.
I love that place. But they have a two-bedroom.
Yeah, it's got a nice view, so let's go grab it.
Those apartments are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Not a problem.
No, I mean, I'm just
Listen,
saying,
I'm gonna call you, okay? If I need you to pick up JJ, I'll call. All right?
Yeah, I can swing by the farm and grab his stuff if you want me to.
I got it covered, Jack. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Thanks.
That's not fair. Okay, I like Aaron. Click from the jump. Ever since I saw him dance around the ring, all determined to hurt me. Okay? Since I got to know him, we became friends. I'd never do anything to steer him wrong.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just scared. You weren't at the hospital when they didn't know if he was gonna wake up, and then at Al's when he collapsed, I thought he was gonna die.
I get it. You're worried about him.
I just don't want him to push himself before he's ready.
He almost died, okay? He's not gonna do anything the doctors don't sign off on.
Yeah, but what if he gets pushed or he falls?
Allison,
It could happen.
You know, what could happen if you don't back off and stop treating the guy like a kid is you could lose him. Okay? He's a guy. He needs to handle his own stuff. Just do yourself a favor, you know, let the man breathe.
Aaron.
Dr. Harris. Miss Griffin, how are you?
Aaron, I'm good. How are you? How you doing?
Much better, thanks to your, Dr. Harris. Thank you.
How's the arm?
Works.
All right. Good. You started physical therapy yet?
Allie actually has me set up in a gym.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Still following doctor's orders? Yeah, well, I'm confident that after your next checkup, I will be able to release you from any medical restrictions on your activities.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna hold you to that.
All right.
Dr. Harris, thank you so much. You've given me my life back.
Hey, goes both ways.
All right. Thanks. Miss Griffin?
Take care.
All right.
Aaron!
I see!
Look at yourself, man. The man has two working arms.
And a working hand. Come on, don't forget the hand.
All right. Good to have you back on board with the living.
It's good to be back. Hey, is Dusty around? Because I have to talk him into giving me my old job back.
Good luck.
What is that supposed to mean?
Man, I don't even know if I still have a job. Dusty and Craig went at it this morning. They were gonna close the place down till I reminded them that people still work here. So now they're trying to find someone to run this place till they sell it. But any way you look at it, there's no future here.
There's no way in hell I'm looking
That
at
I am going to work
lazy.
with this
And he's a criminal.
self-righteous criminal who almost got Metro shut down.
You almost got your
laundering money.
daughter killed. What are you talking about?
Oh, who, him?
You know, listen, Craig, I hired you because I wanted you to help me with the management of this company.
Yes, well, and Craig Montgomery is ready, willing, and overqualified, but I am not going to share the job with
Nobody's
with Dusty
asking you
Don.
to share anything except maybe the elevator and my goodwill. There is plenty of work to go around for everybody.
I'm totally interested, like I told your mother, but he and I, we've been through it at Metro. It's never a happy situation.
Well, why don't you buy me out?
Why don't you buy me out and then run the joint into the ground?
I'm not a bartender.
The only time you found yourself behind the bar was to take
Well,
care of-
what's the point of owning a bar if you can't bar yourself a drink?
Hey, gentlemen, this is the way it's going to be, all right? You were both offered jobs. You both accepted the job. I am going to stick by my bargain, as is Sierra. Now, how about you? If one of you wishes to leave, now's the time and there's the door.
Hey, so how'd it go?
Did you get your job?
Dusty wasn't even there. But Curtis told me that they're selling the place.
They're selling Metro when?
I guess as soon as they find a buyer. Until then, they need somebody to manage it.
So tell him to hire you.
No, he can't. But an opportunity like that pass. Raphael's right. You were practically running the place before.
Yeah, I was. And it's a great club once you learn how it works, you know?
So go for it.
You know what? I just might.
Now, the laundry room is at the end of the hall. There's a playroom in the basement. It's got a gym. It's got a pool.
Oh my gosh. Holden, it's perfect. I love it. I really love it. I didn't think there was ever going to be a place that could make up for us losing our life at the farm. This is great.
Well, JJ can still go out to the barn, and he can still ride every weekend.
Yeah, and then he can come home to his own bed in his own apartment.
So it sounds good?
Yeah. Look, you know, it's felt like we were on the road for months. Not that the lake view wasn't nice, and Emma's was, you know, it was wonderful while it lasted. But, you know, we always felt like we were guests there. And you need a home. You need to feel like you're home. You need a place where you can relax, you know?
I know.
And that you would go out of your way and find this place for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I know things are complicated, but I hope you know how much JJ and I love having you around, and you're always going to be welcome here.
Come on.
Where are we going?
To sign a lease. You guys need a place to live. And you and I need a place to spend some time together without half this town looking over our shoulders. Come on.
And I'll be sure and tell Keith about his friend Julia.
Great. I couldn't ask for more. Bye now.
Bye.
Renee! Renee!
How do you know how long we were in there?
These things take time.
Jack and Holden find out that we were here.
We weren't here. Janice and Renee were here.
Did you find out anything?
I'll tell you in the car. Just cross your fingers that Keith takes the bait. Because if he is as good as he sounds, he's gonna give your husband a run for his money and you a chance to win him back.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
You're gonna have to try a hell of a lot harder than that.
From this day forward, this is my office.
This is the office of the CEO of Chabot. I'm here whether you like it or not.
One way or another, you're leaving this building.
The Young and the Restless, CBS Daytime.
Besides, running Metro will be a lot easier than working there. There's no mopping floors or carrying trays. It's just bossing people around. You're gonna need a new suit.
Allie, let me get the job before you go shopping.
You'll get it. Won't he, Rafi?
Yeah, Dusty has anything to say about it.
Or Craig. And he loves Aaron now that he's not dating Lucy. How is she, by the way?
She's fine. You know, Lucy, she left school. I should go. Talk to Dusty.
I will. Hey, you get me the job, you're hired.
I appreciate it.
All right.
And thank you for the advice.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Advice about what?
Advice about not being scared.
You? Scared?
Well, I know I can be a nudge about, you know, you taking care of yourself. But I promise, from now on, hands off. Well, right after we buy you a new suit. What? Who's the fashion girl in the family?
You, baby. You.
Sorry to cut this short, but I'm due back at the hospital.
No, I understand. I just appreciate that we had a little time to spend together.
Yeah, me too. Look, Jess, I can't promise anything.
No.
You know, trying to live up to my own standards, taking it all day to day, and maybe we can do it again sometime.
I would like that.
Good. I'll call you.
I'm so glad you gentlemen are reasonable and have decided to accept our offer of employment.
And we're well aware of your history and attentions, but we think that there's a way to divide the work so you can work independently. Craig, with your background in BRO, I think that maybe you would like to run Street Jeans.
My only interest is business. Any flavor. Yes, I'll head that division.
Is that all right with you, Dusty?
Perfectly all right. I have no interest in jeans unless someone Cute's wearing them.
Okay, that takes care of street jeans. Now we'll move on to the supervision of other divisions and new ventures.
Dusty, I am perfectly willing to leave oversight to you, but I thought maybe we could work together to bring in new business. With my contacts from Montega and yours from Chicago and London, I think maybe we'd have a lot of fun bringing in new business.
I'd enjoy that.
Good.
So, do we have a deal, gentlemen? Craig?
Well, it sure looks like we do.
Dusty?
I'm in.
Welcome to Worldwide, and God help us.
Wow. Well, you know, the managing agent was really nice, wasn't he? I figured he'd want to wait at least until the check cleared before he'd give me the key.
He knows me. We went to high school together.
Oh. Wow. I get to move right in. Not that I have any furniture, but, you know, we did see that store in the interstate on the way here, and I'm sure I could get a couch and a table and probably a bed and some pillows and some sheets.
If you say we forget about all that. I got a better idea.
Yeah?
What I can't figure out is what happened between Julia and Keith. If he is as good of a guy as you say he is...
Mrs. Grace lit up like a Christmas tree when she was talking about him.
We know how desperate Julia is to get a husband. So obviously Julia was with Keith after she split with Les.
Right, because JJ's in the photograph.
Did you make a copy?
Yes,
of
course
this letter?
I made a copy.
Good.
Right here. The time I've spent with you and JJ has been a lifesaver for me. You know, that's really her MO, isn't it? Using life-saving as a way to get a man.
Okay, keep reading. I need to hear it again.
I guess sometimes we forget what's important until it's almost too late. I hate to think that anything could threaten what we have.
Hey,
Hey, hi, sweetheart.
did you give him a message?
No, but then I just got in myself. Lily and I had to pick up a few things for the kids.
Yeah, I tried to warn you, but it's not like I got a lot of notice myself. Julia stopped by the station.
Is everything okay?
Turns out Emma wasn't too pleased when she figured out what was going on with Julia and Holden and asked Julia to find someplace else to live.
Thank God.
Thank Emma.
At least they're not living together anymore. What? What? Tell me.
Apparently, Holden found an apartment.
No, they're not living together, are they?
I don't know. But at this point, nothing would surprise me.
Hey, don't worry. Keith is gonna take the bait.
He better, because I don't know how much more of this I can take.
On the next As the World Turns.
I want to introduce you to who took over Jordan's position.
Ah, Jennifer.
Absolutely not.
What? You miss me, huh? That was fast.
I know exactly what to do. Drop your drawers, Kazanoff. I'm about to make you a very happy man.